Have you ever wondered what lies deep beneath your feet? I'm not talking about a few meters down, but kilometers into the Earth's crust. What secrets are buried so deep that no one has ever seen them? In 1970, in a remote corner of the Soviet Union, a group of scientists decided to find out. They weren't digging for oil or gold, they were digging for knowledge. Their mission was simple but incredibly ambitious: to drill the deepest hole in human history and pierce the Earth's skin. For 24 years, they drilled relentlessly, pushing the limits of technology and human endurance, venturing deeper than anyone had ever gone before. But then, something stopped them. Something so powerful that it forced the most ambitious drilling project in history to a grinding halt. What they found at 12 kilometers below the surface challenged everything we thought we knew about our planet and sparked one of the most enduring and terrifying myths of the modern age. This isn't just a story about a hole in the ground. It's a journey into the heart of our world, a story of incredible scientific achievement, unexpected discoveries, and a chilling legend that blurred the line between science and the supernatural. This is the story of the Kola Superdeep Borehole. The year is 1970, the Cold War is at its peak, and the space race is capturing the world's imagination. While America was looking up to the stars, the Soviet Union decided to look down deep into the Earth. The project, launched on the Kola Peninsula near the border with Norway, was a scientific endeavor of monumental scale. The goal was to drill as far as possible into the Earth's crust, a layer we live on but know surprisingly little about. Scientists hoped to study rock layers, understand tectonic plates, and perhaps even reach the mantle, the mysterious layer just beneath the crust. This was a race not for space, but for the inner space of our own planet. The drill they used wasn't like one you'd find at a hardware store. It was a massive, complex piece of machinery designed to operate under unimaginable conditions. The drilling didn't go straight down in one go. Instead, they drilled a central hole and then branched off from it, using a unique turbo drill that rotated the drill bit at the bottom, not the entire drill string from the surface. This innovative approach allowed them to reach depths previously thought impossible. For years, the project went on in relative secrecy, a quiet, determined effort to unravel the planet's deepest secrets. As the years turned into decades, the team at Kola broke record after record. By 1989, they had reached their deepest point, 12,262 meters. Let's put that into perspective. That's deeper than the highest point on Earth, Mount Everest, is tall. It's deeper than the deepest part of the ocean, the Mariana Trench. If you dropped a coin into the borehole, it would take nearly a minute to reach the bottom, if it could even survive the journey. This incredible feat made the Kola Superdeep Borehole the deepest artificial point on Earth, a title it still holds to this day. The borehole was a testament to human ingenuity and our relentless desire to explore the unknown. But the deeper they went, the weirder things got. The first major surprise was the temperature. Scientists had models predicting what the temperature should be at that depth, but the Earth had other plans. At 12 kilometers down, they recorded a staggering 180 degrees Celsius, or 356 degrees Fahrenheit. This was almost double what they had anticipated, and it was hot enough to make the rock behave more like plastic than a solid. This extreme heat was one of the biggest challenges the project faced, pushing their equipment to its absolute limit. It was as if the Earth itself was developing a fever, fighting back against their intrusion. But the heat wasn't the only surprise. Geologists expected to find a transition from granite to a denser rock called basalt at around 7 kilometers, a feature known as the Conrad discontinuity. But they drilled right past that point and nothing. The basalt layer wasn't there. Instead, they found more granite, just like the rock on the surface. This discovery forced scientists to completely rethink their models of the Earth's crust. It was a fundamental shift in our understanding of the very ground we stand on. Perhaps the most fascinating discovery was found trapped within the ancient rock. At depths of over 6 kilometers where no one thought life could possibly exist, they found microscopic fossils. These were the preserved remains of single-celled organisms, plankton, dating back over 2 billion years. These tiny fossils were perfectly preserved within the rock, their organic compounds surprisingly intact despite the immense heat and pressure. It was a mind-blowing discovery, suggesting that life on Earth began far earlier and could survive in more extreme conditions than anyone had ever imagined. The borehole was becoming a time capsule, offering a direct glimpse into the planet's ancient past. And then there was the water. Scientists were baffled to find large quantities of water flowing deep within the Earth's crust. This wasn't groundwater seeping down from the surface. Chemical analysis showed it was something else entirely. It appeared to be hydrogen and oxygen atoms that had been squeezed out of the rock crystals themselves by the immense pressure. This trapped water was another revolutionary discovery, changing our understanding of how rocks are formed and behave deep underground. The Earth, it seemed, was far more dynamic and surprising than the textbooks suggested. With all these strange and unexpected discoveries, the project became a source of intense fascination. And as with many mysterious, secretive projects, it also became a breeding ground for rumors. In the late 1980s, a sensational story began to spread around the world. The story claimed that the scientists at Kola had lowered a highly sensitive microphone into the borehole to listen to the movement of tectonic plates. But instead of geological rumblings, they supposedly heard something terrifying. The recording, which quickly went viral in the pre-internet age through tabloids and religious broadcasts, was said to contain the sounds of human screams, the tormented voices of countless souls crying out from a fiery pit. The legend was born, the well to hell. The story claimed the scientists had accidentally drilled into a hollow cavity deep within the earth, a place that could only be interpreted as the biblical hell. The screams, the story went, were so horrifying that the scientists abandoned the project in fear, sealing the hole to prevent the evil from escaping. This myth became one of the most famous urban legends of the 20th century. It was a perfect storm of Cold War secrecy, scientific mystery, and deep-seated religious fears. The idea that humanity, in its quest for knowledge, had stumbled upon something supernatural was both terrifying and utterly captivating. But what's the truth? Did they really hear screams from the depths of the earth? The simple answer is no. The scientists who worked on the project have repeatedly and firmly denied these claims. For one, the conditions at the bottom of the borehole were far too extreme for any microphone to survive. At 180 degrees Celsius, any electronic equipment would have melted. The story was a complete fabrication, likely starting as a sensationalist article that was then amplified and embellished as it spread. The supposed recording of the screams has since been identified as a cleverly remixed and looped sound effect from a 1972 horror movie, Barren Blood. So if it wasn't demons that stopped the project, what was it? The real reason is far more practical, but no less dramatic. It was the Earth itself. The combination of unexpected heat and immense pressure made drilling virtually impossible. The rock became more plastic-like, and the drill string, over 12 kilometers long, became unstable and prone to breaking. The heat was destroying the drill bits and electronic sensors. Every meter they tried to advance became an enormous technical battle against the planet. Eventually, in 1994, with the collapse of the Soviet Union and a lack of funding, the project was officially stopped. They hadn't run away in terror. They had simply reached the absolute physical and technological limits of what was possible. Today, the site of the Kola Superdeep Borehole is abandoned. The main derrick has been dismantled, and all that remains is a collection of decaying buildings and a small, heavy metal cap bolted to the ground, sealing the entrance to the deepest hole we've ever dug. It's an eerie, silent monument to one of the most ambitious scientific projects in history. It may look like a failure to some, a project that never reached its final goal of 15,000 meters. But in reality, it was a resounding success. The legacy of the Kola Superdeep Borehole isn't a mythical well to another realm, it's the invaluable data it provided. It forced geologists to rewrite their textbooks. It revealed the existence of life and water in places we never thought possible. It gave us a direct sample of the Earth's crust, a library of ancient rock that scientists are still studying today. More than that, it stands as a powerful symbol of human curiosity. It represents our unstoppable drive to explore, to push boundaries, and to answer the biggest questions we have about our world. The story of Kola teaches us that sometimes the truth you uncover is far stranger and more fascinating than any myth. And while they didn't find hell, they did find that our planet is a much more complex, dynamic, and mysterious place than we ever imagined. Thank you so much for joining this journey into the Earth's deepest mystery. What do you think is the most incredible discovery from the Kola Borehole? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about science, exploration, and the amazing world we live in. See you next time.